Okay, so there are essentially two grifts when it comes to politics. One is vote for me and I'll steal other people's money and give it to you, or it's vote for me and I'll steal less of your money. Nancy Mace has chosen, because this is the Republican grift, is vote for me and I'll steal less of your money. Nancy Mace is saying seniors should not pay property tax. Now, nobody should pay property tax. You shouldn't have to rent your property from the government. But if you're going to carve out little niche groups, which is what politicians do, it's called buying votes. If you're going to carve out little niche groups, it would make the most sense to say young people who haven't had an opportunity to build wealth should be the first people excluded from having to pay for society through taxation, right? Wouldn't that make the most sense? Wouldn't you want to exclude young people, first-time home buyers, from property tax so they can have an opportunity to engage in the economy, especially in the face of the affordability crisis generated by Washington, D.C.? That would seem to me to make the most sense. So why would you do this just for seniors instead of young people? Seniors who, according to the pull yourself up by the bootstraps party, have had an entire lifetime to build wealth, acquire and pay off a home, send their kids to college, and are retired, predominantly living off of tax money if they didn't invest properly. Correct? Am I right? Am I missing something? Well, this makes perfect sense once you look at the voter demographics. If I'm going to buy votes, it makes the most sense to buy those votes from the people who vote in the largest block. If there's one reason I would encourage young people to vote, if you want to tilt the economic handouts and picking winners and losers and all that stuff into your favor, then you better start getting out there and voting, because the grift is I'll give you stuff or I'll steal less of your stuff. And at the end of the day, the voters who vote in the largest block are going to win. But from a purely economic perspective, nobody should have to rent their property from the state. And secondly, if you're going to carve out a group, it's the people who haven't had an opportunity yet to engage in the economy and build wealth. This only makes sense when you look at the voting demographics.